Our gospel reading this morning is from the Gospel according to Luke, beginning at chapter 9. Jesus is on the road with his disciples, and here, today, now, he makes an important decision. Beginning at verse 51. When the days drew near for him to be taken up, he set his face to go to Jerusalem. And he sent messengers ahead of him. On their way, they entered a village of the Samaritans to make ready for him. But they did not receive him because his face was set towards Jerusalem. When his disciples, James and John, saw it, they said, "Lord, do you want us to command fire to come down from heaven and consume them?" But he turned and rebuked them. Then he went on to another village. As they were going along the road, someone said to him, "I will follow you wherever you will go." And Jesus said to him, "Foxes have holes, and birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head." To another he said, "Follow me." But he said, "Lord, first let me go and bury my father." But Jesus said to him, "Let the dead bury their own dead. But as for you, go and proclaim the kingdom of God." Another said, "I will follow you, Lord, but let me first say farewell to those at home." Jesus said to him, "No one who puts a hand to the plow and looks back is fit for the kingdom of God." Holy wisdom, holy word. Thanks be to God. I have to admit, when I was reading this passage earlier this week to prepare for today, I read it out loud, and then I said out loud to Jesus, "That was harsh." This passage always makes me stop and ponder. Jesus has set his face for Jerusalem, and what that means is that Jesus has made a decision. He knows that it is time for him to go to Jerusalem, where he knows he will die, but where he also knows he will rise again. And as hard as that journey will be, he has decided and he is committed. He is steadfast. He will go. I think there are times when we have set our faces to something. I know I have. I have set my face for a number of different tasks in preparation for a hard conversation, in preparation to see someone who has hurt me, in preparation to begin something that's going to be very challenging and on which a lot depends. At times like that, we set our faces, and then we go and we do that hard thing. But did you notice? Jesus also plans to have companions with him on that journey. It is his intention not to do it alone. And when you have something that you have to set your face to do, you know that there will be obstacles. And Jesus has said in every way he knows how, "Come with me, preach the gospel, teach the good news. We will feed people, we will heal people. Come with me." And did you notice the people who are inclined to go with him report their obstacles to him? They tell him what they think they better do first. And Jesus is relentless. He has set his face, and he wants everyone to set their faces. He says, "Go and proclaim the kingdom of God." That is the job, and nothing must stand in its way. Every time I read this passage, it makes me stop. It makes me look within. it makes me wonder, am I up to it? Am I up to following Jesus? Am I willing to give up the things that have to be left behind? And then I remember, Jesus wants companions on his journey, and we get to have companions on our journeys as well. And companions on the journey are an almost immeasurable gift for so many ways. But I'll talk about just 3 of them. First, our companions on the journey help us discern what it is our work to do. There are many gifts, there are many activities, there are varieties of things we can do as we follow Jesus. There's only one Lord, but many possibilities for our ministries. So whether our ministry is helping to nurture our young people in their faith, or our ministry is visiting the sick or the hospitalized, or our ministry is helping people, young women around the world, to be able to go to school, or our ministry is helping our neighbors to be able to put food on the table. Our companions on the way can help us to discern what that is for us personally. The second thing our companions on the way can do for us is they can encourage us. There are hard moments. There are bumps in the road. And when we hit a bump in the road, our companions on the journey can say, "It's okay. It'll be better." And when we fall down, our companions can say, "Here, let me help you up." And when we are discouraged, when we are discouraged, our companions can offer us just a little bit of their courage to help to fill up our bucket so that we are ready to go again. And the third thing our companions on the journey can do is they can help us to find joy. There is so much joy in the work of following Jesus. I noticed when I got here to Union Presbyterian in fall of 2007 how much joy there was. There was joy in session meetings. There was joy at potluck dinners. There was joy preparing for a big event. There was joy watching it unfold. There was joy packing boxes to send things to college students. There was joy in reading their thank yous. Our companions on the way are there both to give us joy and to share the joy with us when we have the blessing of experiencing it. There is one companion on this way for whom I am so grateful that I almost am unable to speak about it, and that is the Reverend Jeff Kellum. Jeff, as many of you know, grew up across the street from this church, across Liberty Avenue in the Yellow House, and found his way here, and went to Sunday school here, and learned from youth leaders here, and found a call to ministry here. He then took his considerable gifts, his love for electronic media and music, and traveled to where he could put that to good use. Jeff is one of only 2 ministers in the Presbyterian Church USA ordained to a ministry of electronic media. And for those of you who are wondering who the other one is, it's Mr. Rogers. Jeff is a marvel. He went to Richmond, Virginia, and started a radio show that was eventually called Celebration Rock, which offered rock music and a gentle, loving gospel message. He served congregations there until he was called to his beloved Northeast Kingdom. If you've ever seen the bumper sticker on his car, NEK, that's what that means. Northeast Kingdom, East Craftsbury, Vermont, where I believe he served for something like 19 years. Does that sound right? Where did you serve for 19 years? All right, I got the number wrong. As you see, I don't have my text in front of me. And then eventually was called near home to Trumansburg, New York. Jeff retired in 2007 Same year I got here. And as you know, retirement on Jeff looks a lot like full-time ministry and most other people. Jeff, among us, as our parish associate, preaches, teaches, covers pastoral care, all of these things, sometimes when I'm here, sometimes when I'm out gallivanting somewhere, and in everything he does. Oh, and then there's the community. He's one of the hosts of the Encounter show, the TV show for the Broome County Council of Churches. Everything Jeff does, he does it with those fruits of the Spirit, with love, joy, and peace, with patience, kindness, gentleness, with generosity, self-control. That's only 8, but there are 9. And he does the other one too. Faithfulness. How could I leave that one out? There's a song, and I lost the song. We are called to follow Jesus, and it is not always easy to do that. Sometimes it feels like there's nowhere to lay your head. But God gives us companions for this journey. He gives us companions to help us discern what we should be doing. He gives us companions to help us to find courage when we are losing it. And he gives companions with whom we can share the joy. We are most truly blessed to be one another's companions on this journey. Thanks be to God. Amen.